Hi, it's Scott with Mr. Robot Electronics. Although I have a nice 4-channel oscilloscope, I wanted a snow day project, and this fit the bill. This is the JYE Electronics DSO183 digital scope kit. Not to be confused with the DSO138, which I've built a few of. I have not seen a review of this kit yet, just the Banggood promotional video, which is where I got mine. I highly recommend this kit to anyone looking for an entry-level scope on a budget. It was released in late 2025. It's easy to build and good for many projects, including audio and vintage computer repair. It comes with the board, a nice BNC cable with alligator clips, the lucite sheets and hardware for the case, a USB-C cable, and a sheet with a QR code and parts list on the back. The kitting is very precise with exactly the right components in the bag. None of that typical sloppy kit bagging nonsense. The DSO183 is basically the same as the 138. The main differences are it uses a USB-C power source instead of an AC adapter. It's a single board construction, so no messing with inner board connections. They added sine and triangle wave generator outputs. All of the SMD components are already soldered in place, making assembly a lot quicker than with the 138. Assembly of the case is much simpler on the 183. The 138 has a 6-page document on how to assemble the case, while the 183 is just 2 pictures in the assembly manual. And I found the lucite panels much easier to peel off. They both use the ST32F103C8 microcontroller, which has a 1 megasample per second A to D converter. The 138 scope has assembly documents in English. The DSO183 does not, until now. You may have noticed that the silk screen of the 183 says 500 kilohertz bandwidth. Well, how is that possible when the 138 and the 183 use the same processor and the 138 is only 200 kilohertz? Well, it's not. The bandwidth is still 200 kilohertz, and that's being generous. The ST processor A to D converter runs at 1 megasample per second. So if you have a 500 kilohertz waveform, you can only take 2 samples every cycle, which is not enough information to recreate and display the waveform. Even with the claimed 200 kilohertz bandwidth on the 138, that's only 5 samples every cycle, so it takes a lot of massaging in the processor to reconstruct anything like the real input waveform. The Nyquist sampling theorem says that you really need at least 10 samples per cycle to accurately reconstruct a waveform. So, take the 500 kilohertz claim with a grain of salt. Other than that, the only downside to this kit is the lack of English instructions for how to build it. This is what you get when you scan the QR code that comes with the kit. Assembly is not impossible using this, but later instructions are impossible without translation. Attempting to use online translators on this document did not turn out well, due to copy protection and extensive watermarking of the document. See, JYE has been the victim of rampant pirating of not only their kit design, but the firmware in the 138. They produce excellent designs, so of course other manufacturers want to make money off of their designs. So they don't make it easy to copy the document. So I resorted to extracting pages to JPEGs in Adobe Standard and translating the images individually. This resulted in a lot of garbage thrown in the usual huge variations in text size that make it a pain to read. So I recreated the document by hand, translating section by section and hand editing all of the images to their English equivalents. I think I spent about a week doing the assembly manual and the very detailed how it works document. And yes, JYE, you're welcome to use this translated document. I corrected a few errors in it. Both of these are available on the Codeberg repository. Links are in the description. If you haven't heard of Codeberg, It's a relatively new Git repository that has not been enshittified by Microsoft. It's free and also free of any AI crap to navigate in any profit motive. I highly recommend it to anyone now using GitHub. Even for me, not a software guy, confused by all this Git stuff. It was a breeze to upload stuff there. The other two documents they provide are one on how to update the firmware and a promotional document that explains the changes from the 138 to the 183, and of course touting the marketing claim of 500 kilohertz bandwidth. So that's it. Have you built one of these? Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks, and see you next time.